Hello, everybody. Yes, we now start with the last part of this chapter, right? Which is actually the first part, right? In the previous two videos, we talked about, right? एक में हमने बात किया the method of tissue culture, and prior to that, we spoke about plant breeding as a technique, right? Uh, Now, in this particular session, right, with this particular video, we will be talking about one more aspect of enhancement of food production, which is animal husbandry, right? Animal husbandry, which relates to domestication of animals, rearing of livestock, right? The different aspects of it, right? Now, for this, I'm directly referring to the NCRT. Sorry, I'll just share the NCRT first. You just a minute. Okay, just sharing the NCRT with you. Okay. If you see, the first part of the chapter, in fact, is animal husbandry itself, right now. So, animal husbandry is the agricultural practice of breeding and raising livestock, right now. So, livestock like buffaloes, cows, pigs, horses, cattle, sheep, camels, goats, right? Extended, it should include poultry, farming, and fisheries also, right? Now, all the animals involved are mentioned herein. Right now, please have a very close look at these animals. Please, the names can be asked in the exam. More than 70% of the world livestock population is in India and China, but the world farm produces only 25%. That means the productivity, the utility of the livestock is pretty low. So, in addition to conventional practices of animal breeding, newer technologies are being applied to improve the quality and productivity of these animals. The first aspect of the discussion talks about management of farm and farm animals, where they have made a very brief attempt to discuss what is dairy farm management, right now, how to improve the quality of milk, right now, how to improve the as quantity as well as quality, depending upon the amount of good breeds which are used, how to take care of the breed, the taking care of the farms, right now. uh, Nothing of much to explain here, uh, but would make a mention that do go through the notes for dairy farm management and poultry farm management, where the names of the Indian breeds and the foreign breeds have been mentioned right now. As a case for extra information, please do that, please, right now. Okay. So that is for dairy farm management. Poultry farm management, again, domesticated fowl birds, right now, used for food or for their eggs also, right? So again, proper safe farm condition, proper feed, water, hygiene, healthcare for poultry farm management. Now, the main aspect of this discussion right now is animal breeding. Just as in case of plants, we had plant breeding. Here we have animal breeding. Now, animal breeding may the aim is increasing the yield of animals and improving the desirable qualities of produce. You see, talking a very parallel discussion. There also the aim of plant breeding was to increase the yield. Right now, that was the primary objective of plant breeding. Here also, it is improving the desirable quality of the produce. Right. So here in animal, we're talking about breeds. Right. Now, what is a breed? A group of animals related by descent and similar in most characters. Now we're talking something including this which is included in the species itself, right now. So a group of animals related by descent and similar in most characters like general appearance, features, size, configuration, etc. They are said to belong to a breed. Right now, generally when people when they buy dogs right now, what they are always referring is should have a particular breed of dog right now. So you got the Alsatian, you got the German Shepherd, you got different kinds of breeds of dogs, but species to same hi hai, but the breed is different, right? uh, you know Even horses for that matter the same. Okay. Now when breeding is between animals of the same breed, then we say it is inbreeding. And when you make a cross between different breeds, then it is outbreeding. Right now, so we have two types of animal breeding. We've got inbreeding and outbreeding. So when you bring together animals of the same breed, you call it as inbreeding. And if it belongs to a different breed, you call it as outbreeding. Right? Now, inbreeding refers to mating of more closely related individuals within the same breed for 4 to 6 generations. Right? So when we say, obviously when those who are involved in animal breeding processes, businesses of animal breeding, they are very careful, right? They tag these animals by either by name or number or whatever system is there, so that they know which what is the descent of this particular animal or breed. Right now, so when you breed animals, when the two animals which are brought together for breeding, they are related within 4 to 6 generations, then you are calling as proper inbreeding. So what is the breeding strategy? Superior males, superior females of the same breed are identified, mated in pairs, right? So superior males, a superior female obviously produces more milk per lactation. A superior male would be the bull, which has gives rise to a superior progeny as compared to other males. So they are brought together for mating, right? Obviously, the discussion the same lines as homozygous pure lines developed by Mendel, as discussed in chapter number 5. Similar strategy is used for developing pure lines in cattle. Right, inbreeding increases homozygosity. So when you continuously keep on inbreeding, the superior characters keep on combining. Right now. So inbreeding is necessary when we want to evolve a pure line in any animal. The pure line in animal evolves the inbreeding. Right now, it increases homozygosity. Inbreeding exposes harmful recessive genes that are eliminated by selection. Right now, so by selection, the harmful recessive genes get eliminated, and what is there is accumulation of superior genes. Right now, so less desirable genes get eliminated. So this approach, where at each selection, right now there is selection at each step, and it increases the the productivity of the inbred population. But as in case of plants, right now, continuous self-pollination will lead to a weaker progeny. Remember, so here also continuous inbreeding sometimes leads to, right now, reduced fertility or even productivity. This is called as inbreeding depression. Right? This is called as inbreeding depression. Right? So whenever we see the drop in kind of productivity or fertility, we subject the particular animal to a round of outbreeding. So एक round outbreeding का हो जाएगा. So again, the qualities are restored. So क्या लिखा था यहाँ पे? Whenever this becomes a problem, selected animals of the breeding population should be mated with unrelated superior animals but of the same breed. Unrelated animals, यानी 4 to 6 generations के बाहर वाले, right? This usually helps to restore fertility and yield, right? So this is about inbreeding, right? Please, going through the text matter of the NCERT here is very, very, very important right now. यहाँ पर from this paragraph, I remember couple of years back, there was a question where there were 4 statements only from this paragraph. You have to select the incorrect statement. So each and every statement important here. Coming to outbreeding, right? We mentioned outbreeding, right? Outbreeding is of 3 types. 3 types of outbreeding. सबसे पहले outbreeding is breeding of unrelated animals, right? अब यहाँ पे the individuals may belong to the same breed, one, right now, लेकिन 4 to 6 generations के बाहर. When we said inbreeding, we said they should be related within 4 to 6 generations. Outbreeding may, they can be of the same breed, but 4 to 6 generations के बाहर. Second, they could be of a different breed altogether, right? Third, it could be a different species. So 3 types of outbreeding are there. What are 3 types? They could be of the same breed, but 4 to 6 generations के बाहर. They could be of a different breed, outbreeding normal, or they could be of a different species. Now, what are these 3 types? The first is outcrossing, right? Outcrossing. Again, these are types of outbreeding. So, mating animals within the same breed. Again, they go same breed, but no common ancestor on either side of the pedigree for 4 to 6 generations. अगर 4 to 6 generations के अंदर है तो वो इनब्रीडिंग में क्लासिफाई हो जाएगा. अगर 4 to 6 generations के बाहर है तो वो आउट क्रॉस हो जाएगा, राइट? इनब्रीडिंग डिप्रेशन को ऐसे ट्रीट करते हैं, राइट? नाउ whenever there is inbreeding depression seen in animals, you allow them to go a round of outcross, यानी ब्रीड सेम रहेगा लेकिन 4 to 6 generations के बाहर रहेगा. ठीक है? So productivity in milk production, growth rate in beef cattle, a single outcross often helps to overcome inbreeding depression. Crossbreeding, second वाला type, मतलब breed ही different, right ना? Superior males of one breed mated with superior males of another breed, right? So desirable qualities of 2 different breeds are combined, right? And the progeny, that is the hybrid animals, right? They may be used for commercial production. एक बार hybrid animal आ गया तो you can be propagated further. Alternatively, they may be subjected to some form of inbreeding and selection to develop new stable breeds that may be superior to existing breeds. Right now, one of the prime example given here is Hisardale, a new breed of sheep developed in Punjab by crossing the Bikaneri Eves and the Merino rams. Right? So this is a new breed of sheep which has been developed and thereby combining the superior qualities of both these parents. So अगर breed change होता है तो cross breeding, species ही change कर दिया तो interspecific hybridization. Right? Now male and female animals of 2 different related species. Right? Now obviously genera same होना चाहिए. Right? Now species अलग है. Okay. In some cases, the progeny may combine desirable features of both the parents. Right? Mule is an example wherein a male donkey with a female horse. Right now, so family genus same रहेगा, but species अलग हो सकता है उसमें. ठीक है? Interspecific hybridization, can be carried out using artificial insemination. Right? You have studied about artificial insemination in reproduction chapter. The success rate of crossing the mature male and female animals is fairly low, even though artificial insemination is possible. Right? To overcome or to improve chances of successful production of hybrids, right? We have a technique which is called as MOET, multiple ovulation embryo transfer. Right? I repeat again, MOET, multiple ovulation embryo transfer. Now, what is multiple ovulation? The female is administered with a FSH-like hormone, right? A hormone which has got FSH-like activity, obviously to induce follicular maturation and instead of one egg, it produces multiple eggs, right? That's called a super ovulation, right? So per cycle, the female produces more number of eggs, and the animal is mated with an elite bull and artificially seminated. The fertilized eggs at 8 to 32 cell stage, they are recovered non-surgically and transferred to a surrogate mother. So, the male, the female, wherein the insemination is carried out right now, or you know, uh, mating is carried out. Fertilization हो गया, multiple embryos are formed. Now, these embryos at 8 to 32 cell stage, right? They are non-surgically recovered. They are now implanted in the uterus, in the system of a surrogate mother. So the biological mother does not take part in the development of the progeny, right? The biological mother is only involved wherein only super ovulation, for only super ovulation, right? The genetic mother is available for another round of super ovulation. This technology has been demonstrated for sheep, cattle, rabbits, buffaloes, mares, etc. Right now, high milk yielding breeds of females and high quality lean meat with less lipid meat, yeah, they have been known to increase in number with this kind of technology, right? So when you're talking about animal breeding, you're talking about inbreeding and outbreeding. Outbreeding में we have three types. अगर breed save है तो outcross, breed अलग है तो cross breed, and अगर species ही change हो गया then it is interspecific hybridization. Lastly, followed by a technology called as MOET, multiple ovulation. उसके बाद क्या? Embryo transfer. ठीक है? Now, apart from this, there is also a small discussion on apiculture, beekeeping, right? How maintenance of beehives can be an adjuvant for the farmer and also good for carrying out pollination in the nearby farms. So, production of honey and bee wax can be a healthy source of income for the farmer. We have a common species is Apis indica, right? We've got Apis mellifera also. Apis dorsata is the Indian rock bee, right? I think it does find a mention in the notes also. Right now, please do go through the notes for this part of the chapter also, please. So right now, even in microbes and even in this particular chapter, the notes has a lot of extra information which can be helpful in the exam itself, please. Right now, so do keep an eye on that, please. Okay. Right now, uske baad there is a small discussion on fishery also, right? See, all this come under the ambit of animal husbandry, all of them. Right now, green revolution was for agriculture and those related things, whereas this is particularly for animal husbandry, is including dairy, including animal breeding, then fisheries and apiculture, sericulture for that matter, cultivation of silkworms. And then when we have lac culture, if you remember Animalia mein insecta mein economically important insects mein we studied the laxifera. Right now, वहाँ पर I had made a brief mention that out of the two, the female lac insect के body में से there is a sticky substance removed which is called as a lac, and this lac is used for making a lot of artificial jewelry, and India is the largest producer of lac in the world. Okay, so यहाँ पर थोड़ा सा fisheries का discussion है, a very very preliminary and very small discussion which can be done by you, right? So that's it, guys. I think we have finished the discussion on all of the topics, right? We done tissue culture discuss kar liya humne, we discussed plant breeding, we discussed animal husbandry also, right? That rounds up the chapter, and also both the chapters in human welfare. Now what we are left is only the topic of evolution, which we will start with next week, right? Thank you guys, thank you very much.